Hi, my name's Adrian James from Nice Times Close. You're watching Live Prog.
Let's start.
Okay, well, we are here in the basement of the Spirit of 66 in Verviers with Mr. Nick Barrett from, of course, Pendragon. Well, this was the last show of the European leg of the tour.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Knackered, of course. Yeah, we've been here for a month. You know, we've been out on tour for a month, and we haven't had a day off since Schaffenburg, which was about 10 days ago. So we've done a show every night. So much goes into the shows now. You know, more goes into playing live now than when we were 25 years old. You know, we play for 2 hours, 20 minutes, sometimes longer. There's a lot of energy involved in it, and you know, yeah, we come to the end of the tour. We're tired.
Okay. Well, this was a very long tour. I believe 40 dates.
Yeah.
Something like that. Is this the longest tour you've ever done?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Pure tour was also very long. I mean, everywhere we've played over the last few years, last 20 years, we've sort of been to Poland and then come back. We've been to Spain and come back. But the last few years, we managed to put it into, you know, a tour format quite easily. Really, it's not actually that difficult.
Okay.
But even Believe tour was fairly big. You know, we did quite a few days on that. So it's the way we do things now, really, bigger tours, because to combat downloading, you know, we take the new album directly out on tour and sell it. So it's the best way to do it, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's of course a very powerful way. Well, of course, the first edition of Passion is very luxurious, beautiful package altogether. Now, you've played some of the songs live, of course. How is it to do them live?
It's just incredible. I mean, it's incredible because, I mean, you know, we've been around quite a long time. 30 odd years, and to get the reaction that we've had for the new material is the best reaction of the whole set. You know, on the whole tour, the best reaction has been to Empathy. It would also be good to Green and Pleasant, but because we go into Shame, you know, the audience haven't got a chance to really, but you can tell they're really loving it.
Okay.
It's incredible.
That's very nice. And well, you did the rap live, which was quite interesting.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you know, we really want to vary the set, so we're doing different things on each tour, you know, to try and turn the whole set upside down. Start and shock people as well a bit, you know. I mean, like we started this time with Passion. And you know, people are expecting it to go into Empathy, but then it goes into Back in the Spotlight. So.
Yeah, it keeps you on edge a little bit.
Yeah, it keeps people on their toes. Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you look back, I mean, you just said it. You've been around for more than 30 years. How do you look back on the whole period?
Well, you know, I don't really look back. I only look forward, you know, to or the present. You know, where we are now. I mean, there's so many different ways you can answer that question in terms of the music that we've produced over the last 30 years. You know, I'm very proud that we've managed to keep going that long, because most bands, I think, either just split up or end up hating each other, or just start not really being that interested in the music anymore. So, you know, I think we're very lucky.
Yeah, well, it's of course it is quite impressive that, well, basically you've been together for so long. Now, well, the albums of course have changed. The style has changed. Is that something you did consciously, or is it just it just went that way?
Well, it's the same answer really, isn't it? Because the albums just went that way because consciously I wanted to change the direction. I mean, I felt in the 80s we were a little unsure of really what we were all about. So obviously the difference between Calto and the Jewel is quite drastic. And then during the 90s there was a more symphonic sound to Pendragon, which obviously sort of set the tone for that epoch, if you like. But I think I got to the beginning of this at 2003 and started thinking there's got to be something else. I want to be excited again about music. I want to have a different kind of attitude to this. You know, I've never really been that much into heavy metal music, and then at that point I thought what a lot of the heavy bands were doing was a lot more interesting than what a lot of the prog bands were doing. So that kind of came through the music in the last few albums.
Yeah.
So there was a kind of deliberate change, but it was also sort of I want to change, you know, and a natural change as well.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe.
Okay. Well, personally, if I listen to the albums, I think it worked very well. Yeah. For me, the follow-up from Pure to Passion is quite logical and quite natural. So I'm very happy with that.
Good.
Now, you've been being a bit of the heart of Pendragon for all these years. So far, the only other thing I've seen you do is with Mick Pointer.
Yeah.
Never had the desire or the urge to do something totally different?
Well, I mean, it's really time. I mean, so much energy goes into writing the Pendragon albums that there really hasn't been time. I'd like to do other stuff, you know, but there's a lot of musicians I'd love to, you know, get involved in doing something, you know, people who I've admired over the years. But it's the writing and the material. I mean, I don't think this really, I mean, Clive sort of understands what I say by this, that I don't think enough emphasis is put on. People maybe don't understand how incredibly important writing the material is. The band without material is not really a band. I mean, it's a collection of musicians, but
yeah.
The material is the absolute key. I mean, you know, Pete Townsend wrote all the Who's material, and people thought Roger Daltrey did, but without that, it just wouldn't have been the Who. You know, it's Pete Townsend who was the guy that made that band work, and the thing is, so much work goes into writing that there isn't really time to just sort of quickly bang out a solo album or some other project. You know, for me, I have to put everything into that one record, and Pendragon is the main thing, so that's where it goes. There just never seems to be enough music to be able to do a solo album as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you get some people that write really quickly and they sort of go off at a tangent. People like Stephen Wilson, you know, could do stuff like his solo thing and then jump to Porcupine Tree and jump to Blackfield. I mean, I don't know how much contribution the other guys in the band make to. I mean, I should imagine he probably does quite a lot of the Porcupine Tree stuff. So, you know, some people can kind of do that, but I find it very hard to spread myself out.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, well, so it's going to be Pendragon.
I thought about doing a solo album, but I'm not sure yet. I mean, after this tour I'm going to carry on writing material and see where it leads me, really.
Okay.
We took the car to the highest viewing point, a place of outstanding natural beauty, where everything is plain to see.
No vacation or
Yeah, gonna have a break.
first a break?
But to break from touring,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of promotion to do after this tour. There's still lots and lots of interviews, and I mean, you never stop writing. I mean, writing, you know, is something that's kind of with you every day. I mean, you don't really kind of just stop. You kind of always come up with ideas for things, so it doesn't just stop.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we well, if we look ahead in the future, let's say 10 years from now, it's of course difficult to see, but you think you'll still be making, well, Pendragon still going strong?
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, I think Pendragon now is probably in its strongest position it's ever been. You know, and the format of the band now is the best it's ever been. I can see it working on a much bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know, there's something about it now that has never been there before. Something about it works very well. There's a lot of energy in Pendragon at the moment, and it's coming out, you know, and that can go somewhere to the next level, I think. So yeah, why not? You know, 10 years time, 15 years time, not a problem.
Well, that's very nice to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's well, basically you are right. A lot of bands either quit very quickly or they don't. Well, many bands don't last too long, and it's well, it's very nice to see Pendragon going on for so long. And of course, if you look at the albums, they're all growing and they're all moving forward and not standing in the same position. So that's something I really like about the music, of course, and not keeping playing. Well, some bands just keep on repeating the Genesis songs over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they do it.
Yeah.
I think they're scared to change, to be honest. You know, I mean, I just don't understand why. The other thing is, I mean, we were guilty, I suppose, of it at one point. You know, we had sort of a lot of elements of early Marillion, early Genesis. But I think it's okay to have that as long as you have other stuff as well.
Yeah.
You know, bring in some of the new stuff as well. But I mean, I'm seeing quite a lot of the other prog bands just simply not bother. I just don't even think they're really that interested in doing it anymore. I just don't know why they do. It amazes me.
Yeah. Okay.
Because there are some very exciting bands out there. If you look at bands like Pure Reason Revolution, Riverside in Poland, you know, Porcupine Tree, Opeth, Blackfield. It's all good stuff.
So there's still a lot of interesting music to be found.
Yes.
And of course we can include Pendragon in that list as well.
Thank you. Great.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for the opportunity to have a chat. I don't know if there's anything you want to share with the viewers.
I want to share my thoughts on the world and life and everything. And fight injustice wherever you come across it.
Okay.
And eat more fish. This is all. This is my philosophy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When the wind whips up the waves, white horses sing a prayer.